with Chad, year 2 in this offense, I mean, can you guys do even more than you did last year?
Well, I hope we better. You know, that's our goal. We obviously had a decent year offensively last year, but I tell you, we left so many hidden yards and hidden points out there that we weren't mature enough to get it, or we were unable to get it, or you come in, you watch a game tape, and you go, wow, man, we missed this one or missed that one, and so while we did make significant improvements from the year before, I mean, there was so much more left behind, and so that's our goal. Our goal is to be the #1 offense in the country, and we firmly believe that that's what we can do, and we can achieve. And so it's going to take a lot of hard work, but these guys they're on track. They're having a great summer from what we understand.
Last year, even when you guys had it rolling, you said you'd only install a small percentage of your offense. Where are you now in terms of how much you have installed?
Well, when we finished spring ball, we were probably 65-70% at the most. And to be honest with you, it's really, especially even starting fall camp this year, it's not about how much and how fast we can get the entire offense in. We may not have it all in by the time we play Auburn, and that's okay. But what we've got to do is we've got to get good at what we do. And, I keep saying this, but we got to worry about the Clemson Tigers and what we do and improving on our deficiencies from last year. And that's my job as a play caller and as a coordinator to make sure that we address those areas, and we have during spring ball, and we're going to pick back up in fall camp. So, how much we're going to have installed by the start of the season, I don't know. If I had to take a guess, probably 70%, maybe not quite that much, but whatever we do have in, we're going to be good at it.
Does Taj get a little bit more foot on the pedal this year now that you and he have had a year together and probably more familiar with it?
I'm really excited about Taj. I think that he's no longer a rookie, and he's a veteran quarterback, and with guys that may not be out on the field, whether it's Andre. Last year Andre was injured, and you had Sammy wasn't out there on a game. Being injured, Taj wasn't in a comfort zone, or Philip Price got injured. We just seemed like it kind of disrupted his comfort zone. Well, he was a rookie then, and now he's a veteran quarterback. We expect him to be, no matter who's on the field, for him to make 10 other guys around him better, and that's what's going to separate him from being a really good quarterback and being a great quarterback. Because in my opinion, he has the potential to be one of the best in the country, if not the best quarterback in the country. And so I'm excited about him and where he stands, and he's got to do a great job of managing the game, and that's been our focus.
That was an issue with him periodically last year, right?
It was. I think you saw some of his inexperience. I think that if we all could sit down here and be honest about it, we'd probably all say that the way, the 4 or 5 game sputter that we had toward the end of the year, we've all probably expected that to happen at the first of the year with him. And instead it was just the opposite. And so, again, I think that's a learning experience. I think that being a veteran now, you expect him to overcome those things and be able to really stand to the forefront and take on the ownership of this football team that needs to be taken.
A lot's been made of the trips you made to pick up some things. Did you go looking for some specific things to help take either a player or the unit to another level?
Well, we did. You have to. You have to stay on the cutting edge. You have to find what's the best mousetrap. There is a better mousetrap out there. You just got to go find it. And while you don't go out to try to learn an entire another offense or a whole complete scheme, you go out to try to pick up a nugget here and there that's going to help you in your system. And it's kind of like, we're not going to go and see Air Force and those guys because that's just not what we do. But we go out to Nevada and we pick up some of the pistol things, and so I think that's going to help us as we start, evolving into this year's offense. So, I think you got to try and stay on the cutting edge, and that's what we try to do.
Does that help maybe a specific player or a specific group of players?
Well, I hope it helps all of them. Yeah, I hope it helps all of them. I hope it helps our offensive line in the regard in our run game. I think it's really going to benefit our run game. It's going to benefit our play action game. So I'm excited about that. And I think, you know, we went out to Oklahoma State and how they moved Blackman around as much as they did. And, you know, we want the capability of be able to, as we move Sammy around as much, you know, we did. We put him in the backfield. We had him all over the field. But again, there's first year in the system, you can only do so much. So I wanted to go and try to find, we all did, wanted to go and try to find what other ideas, quirky or not quirky, or, you know, traditional or not traditional, that'll benefit us. And it was really 2 beneficial trips. And we've got coaches studying different schemes throughout the course of the summer that from different teams across the country.
How much, assuming that you won't have Sammy for a game or games, how much during the offseason are you thinking, okay, we'll have to run this play like this, just going down the depth chart? Is it simple as saying Humphreys or Bryant or someone else gets that chance? I mean,
Yeah.
What's the plan like?
Well, I mean, you know, he didn't play every snap last year. And, you know, again, I keep coming back and saying we got to worry about the Clemson Tigers, and we got to get good at what we do. And so this system is far bigger than any one player. And so regardless who's in there, you know, they're going to have to be able to perform at this level that we're asking them to. So, you know, we're not going to change what we do. We're not going to, you know, tweak anything. I mean, you know, we're going to do who we and be who we are. And so, you know, that's what excites me about this year and these guys being another year into it.
Being that they are another year into it, how much more productive do you think fall camp will be? Just because now they've got a year under their belt, they know what you expect.
Well, they know a lot of things now. They know, obviously, they know our personality. They know what our demands are from an offensive staff. They know my personality, my temperament, and they know that the install that what we're going to go at is probably going to be a little bit faster. We're going to probably add a little bit more to them and put a little bit more on them early on, just to kind of test them out and see where they are. And so I think being another year into this system now, and obviously you start looking at it, there are 2 springs and 1 fall into it, and one bowl game into it. So they got a lot of practices underneath the belt. We just got to be able to get in and execute what we do, and we shouldn't. The mistakes that we might have made a year ago, we shouldn't be making this year.
Is it as simple as, you always wanted to go fast between plays, and maybe last year it didn't look like it went as fast. Is that just a simple fundamental thing you want to see improve?
Well, you know, we snapped the ball second most in the country, so we did go fast, but we didn't go fast enough because we want to lead the country in total snaps, and so we've done some things this off season that are going to help that to be able to increase our tempo, and we worked on those things during spring ball, and it really benefited us, and so excited about coming into fall camp and seeing the work that they put forth in the summer and see how that works out. But, I fully expect us to be even faster than we ever were at any point in time last year.
So you never got to the speed that you really wanted to?
No. We did at times, but periodically for whatever reason we weren't quite as effective and that we wanted to be. Even though we snapped the ball second most in the country, we could have went so much faster. And again, it goes back to those hidden yards that we left out on the field and hidden points that we left out on the field that we hope to capitalize on this year.
Offensive line, again, question mark going in. Does that affect how you're going to call plays early, the questions up front?
Well, I'm really excited about this group. I think that after watching them in spring ball and seeing what they're capable of doing, I'm excited about where our offensive line has the capability of being. And now, as a play caller, regardless if it's the offensive line or running back or quarterback or receiver, you always try to maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses and try to cover those up. And so, I don't foresee too many weaknesses, if any, in our offensive line. That's something that we got to go into fall camp on, and we're going to have to strain them really hard and push them out of their comfort zone. But we, guys like Dalton Freeman and Brandon Thomas that are your veteran guys, you expect those guys to come to the forefront and really take the ownership of it. And Tyler Shatley being able to move over as he is, and I think that the sky's the limit for what our offensive line can achieve, and again, it's going to be our job to push them out of their comfort zone early on, and really tap into some of the unknowns that they may not know they can achieve, but they're working extremely hard.
How you doing?
Chad, I mean, these guys they knocked down a lot of walls last year, I've always said. They were ACC champions. Is it, even though they didn't have the best bowl game imaginable, Can you see hunger there that they want to achieve more, or is there kind of still this, hey, you know, we did win an ACC, we did achieve a lot of things?
Well, I do. I think, you know, like Coach Swinney said, that we did. This team achieved a lot last year, a lot that people didn't think that they could achieve. But you know, the hunger level, and that's always been and always will be a question that you look at those guys after winning the ACC, going to the Orange Bowl, not achieving what we set out to achieve there. There's got to be that sense of hunger. We always talk about the hungry cat hunts best. I mean, a hungry tiger is going to hunt the best. And so how hungry are these guys? And you know, we'll find out August the 3rd when we kick it off. But from all indications and the way they worked in the spring and the way they're, you know, listening to the way that they've been working this summer, you know, they're on a mission. And that's what you ask. And that's what you want from your leaders, and especially your veteran players. And we've got a lot of veteran players right now that have been there. They've tasted it. They've got a bad taste in their mouth, and you know, they want to finish what we started.
Coach Swinney was saying yesterday that he was alluding to the talent level of these receivers. And you know, I begin to wonder sometimes if there's going to be enough balls to go around with these guys, because you do have a lot of skill at those positions.
Well, here's kind of the way I look at it. You may look at it that way. I look at it this way, that with the talent that we have, there's a lot of competition. And with competition drives a lot of competitiveness on the practice field. And, you know, it's our job, it's my job as a coordinator to foster a competitive environment every day in practice that's going to push players out of their comfort zone. So with the talent, and we've got a lot of talent, and at our skill positions and our receiver position, those guys are going to push each other, and don't have a bad day. You know, you can't afford to have a bad day. If you have a bad day, you may find yourself sitting behind somebody else. And so I think it's a great thing. They understand there's only one football, and you know, we can only get one out there, but believe me, they'll be the first to tell me if they're open. And you know, as long as they're not lying to me, but they'll tell you when they're open. But this group of guys are very unselfish. They work good together, and so with them being a year into it now, I think that you know, you're going to see some guys really have a great year. You know, I know Nuke really had a great spring, and I'm expecting him to pick that back up for fall camp.
How do you see Brooks and Hopper fitting into your offense?
I'm sorry, say again?
How do you see Brooks and Hopper fitting into your offense?
Well, I think, you know, with Zach, you know, I think Zach's a guy that's going to be able to come out and go through fall camp and have with the intent to play. I think, you know, he's a guy that's going to play. He's going to play early. He's going to help out these other running backs, the other three guys ahead of him. With G-Hop, I think G-Hop is a guy from listening to the players out there right now. He's extremely quick. He might be one of the quickest guys that we got out there. So it's just a matter of, does he have the maturity level? Does he have the mental drive to be able to play at this level? I mean, is he mentally mature enough? And that we don't know and won't know until we get out there with him. But the talent is not a question. He'll definitely have the talent. But I could see him coming in and definitely pushing to play. There's no doubt.
Is he bringing also a different skill set to the receiver position that you don't have on the roster?
You know, I don't know. We got a lot of that. I mean, I haven't seen him out there, just watching him on film. I think he's very versatile. He's got a lot of the same traits as what Sammy has, with the explosiveness. I don't know if he's, you know, obviously he's not quite as big as Sammy. He's got a lot of some of the quickness that Adam Humphries has. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know, but you know, he's a guy that's going to have an opportunity, and I'm really excited. He was a guy that we got on early when I got here, so I'm excited about G-Hop and where he's going to fit in at.
Where do you see the next step of Bryant and Pete?
Well, I think that those guys got to have a great camp. You know, I think you know. Listen, I know Sharon has had listen to him. He's had a really good summer. Really got stronger. And is making some good plays out there, listening to Taj talk and those guys. He's got to transfer that over into fall camp, and he's got to be able to keep that confidence level up even when he drops the ball. because that's going to happen, and you just can't hit your confidence level can't drop down. But that's a challenge for him. Martavius, I think we all know Martavius may be as talented a player as anybody on our football team. It's his mindset. Is he in the right frame of mind? If he is, then he's going to get some playing time, a lot of playing time. If he's not, then he'll be a role player, and that's going to be completely up to him. And but I can tell you this: we're going to push him out of his comfort zone, and we're going to strain him exceptionally hard, as we are all of them this fall. But we'll see where he stands at the end of fall camp. But the talent's not the question with Martavius. It's whether or not he's mentally mature enough to handle what's about to come at him. If he is, then I think you'll see Martavius Bryant have an unbelievable year.
You guys dropped last year and set peak.
I thought the same thing. And to answer your question, I do. I agree. There was a ball in the first game of the year in the end zone that it would have been a great catch. If he catches it, he may have his whole year may change. It's just because of his mental maturity at that time. He might not have been as mentally strong and be able to overcome some of that adversity. But what I have seen of him, which I love, is the fact he had an unbelievable spring, especially the last 2 weeks of spring. He really came on, and even though he might have dropped a couple of balls, he really battled through that, and that was good to see. So I think Sharon has a chance to be really special this year.
What are your concerns going into? Obviously, you like a lot of things about this offense, but what are some of your concerns going into 20?
Well, I think as anybody is how are they going to handle the success that we had last year? I mean, are they, is the hunger truly there? And that's been made known to those guys, and that's something that we'll find out. We'll find out quick. And the great thing about it right now is they're all talking a good game, but we don't talk this game. You got to go play it. So this is kind of a wait and see deal. I think that the other concerns that you got are just the fact of being able to not overload these guys and and not put too much on them. But that's on me. That's not on them. If they've done what they've said they've done this summer, which I know they have, they're not going to lie to me. Then I think that you're going to find that offensively we got a chance to have an unbelievable year and improve. On being number 26 in the country and having those guys even better than what we can envision. So our goal is to be the number one offense in the country, and we're going to coach them that way. If they don't want to be that, then they need to go. They'll find themselves over there doing something else. But they won't be a part of us. We want everybody with the same goal, pointing in the same direction, and if we get that, the sky's the limit for this group. I'm sorry? How do I think who's this? Yeah. Well, I think, and I was telling somebody a little earlier, I think a year from right now, you're going to ask the same question, what are y'all going to do without Brandon Ford? That's what I think. I think Brandon Ford has the potential to have a breakout year, and I think he's going to be a guy that we're all going to talk about. And I'm excited about his future. I think it's our job to find who's going to back him up and what role can we put. As he and Dwayne were a great tandem last year, even on the same field together. I think it's trying to find who's going to be that guy that's going to come on the field with him, with Brandon, and to kind of help us out with that. So, whether that be a Sam Cooper, whether that be a Stanton Seginger, or whoever that may be, we don't know at this point. J.J. McCullough or whoever. I mean, we just don't know. But what we do know is that Brandon is going to have an opportunity to have an outstanding year, and I think he's going to maximize every opportunity he gets. Anybody else?
Okay, thank you.
That's it, man. All right, I'll be around. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you. What time we start this golf? Are you playing?
I'm not playing today.
You're not playing? Did you play last year?
I did. Undisclosed injury. I can't cover that.
I hear you. I hear you.